I want also this evening to pay tribute to Michael Noonan. I don't often pay a tribute to politicians. Generally, they get in the way and they have a pretty lousy record, particularly in this country, in transport policy. We were pushing very hard about 2 years ago when traffic numbers in Ireland had declined on the back of one of the stupider things that we did as a country in the midst of a fiscal crisis about 7 years ago. And remember, this is an island on the periphery of Europe. One of the more stupid things we did was, again, copy an equally failed policy measure in the UK. We decided we'd tax air travel. Now, most people would understand that if you have an island on the west of Ireland, the only way of getting here is to fly. Taxing people at the point of entry is not good for business. The three main airports, Dublin, Cork and Shannon, saw their cumulative traffic decline from 30 million passengers a year to 20 million passengers a year over a 5-year period as a direct result of the imposition of a stupidly insane travel tax. I don't have a problem taxing tourists. I just want to get them to the country first before you tax them. I don't care if you put something on a hotel room. I don't care if we put a sales tax. I don't care if you do something intelligent when customers come here. They do have a great experience. People like coming to Ireland. But don't tax them at the point of entry. The UK can get away with that policy because the UK is a country with 60 million people. They don't care ultimately if they turn off or switch off 1 million visitors. They have gone somewhere else. They still have a huge domestic air travel business and they have a huge international visitor business. It's still a bad policy. And I talked to George Osborne about 2 months ago, and even he accepts it's a bad policy. But hopefully, as they roll it back in Scotland and roll it back in Northern Ireland, the UK may be forced to roll it back as well, because it would be good for UK tourism to get rid of APD. But Michael Noonan took a very brave decision about 2 years ago, which was pre the recovery, when everything was black, the government had no money, to abolish the travel tax. And he scrapped it in April 2014. And you can time it almost to the date. April 2014 is when the Irish tourism industry began to recover. And it is recovering stronger and faster than any other tourism industry anywhere in Europe. And with due respect to all of the people in the industry, it's not because of brilliant marketing, it's not because we're nice to people, it's not for any other reason other than Michael Noonan and the government took a brave decision to abolish that tax. It only cost them about 30 million. There was incredible the amount of departments, including transport within government, who actually opposed the abolition of a tax that was only bringing in 30 million a year, and yet had cost this country 10 million visitors each year. He went ahead, took the brave decision, and the tourism industry, the traffic numbers have mushroomed from that date in April 2014. I think it's one of the great examples of a sensible fiscal strategy adopted at a time that took a fair degree of political bravery that has played a remarkable role in the recovery, not just of the tourism industry in Ireland, but the tourism industry in Ireland also helping to lead their economic recovery. The hotels are full, the rates are rising, visitor attractions are full. There's a real buzz about this country now in the last 12 or 18 months. Tourism is one of the very significant contributors to that, and I hope it will continue to be. And the reason why Irish tourism is growing is because Ryanair is growing like gangbusters here in Ireland, and the reason we're growing here in Ireland is because Michael Noonan took the brave decision, and I want to pay compliment to him and his government at the time. Ireland will continue